From the Met Gala to Old Money Lagos flexing their muscles on social media, this week was definitely one for the books. I am your host on Chat Circle. My name is Asian Good.
And my name is Nana Abina, and of course, you're actually welcome to Chat Circle. Okay, so just as you said, social media has been like I think has been a roller coaster as usual on social
As
media,
usual.
and but then one way or the other, we've been able to survive it, and we are here to
We're
like dish
always we're always here.
exactly. We're here to dish a few to you. So, a few stories that happened on our social media trends, which we'll be looking at. Do you want to start?
Yeah, let me start us off, but we're going to start off in the UK. So, the United Kingdom has stated that only international students coming in for their PhDs are eligible to bring independence to the country. Now, we know that this is something that have been bubbling for like some
Yeah.
months now, even since last
Yeah.
year. Now, Dr. Richard Montgomery, the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, made this known in an interview to news with the newsmen on Sunday, May 5th in Abuja. He said that the educational system policy changed earlier this year for international students in higher education. They are no longer allowed to bring dependents to the UK so as to curb the increase of foreign students bringing in dependents. He explained that the huge surge in dependence was putting an unsustainable pressure on many universities. He also added that before his posting as the High Commissioner of Nigeria, he had spoken to some of these universities regarding these policy changes. He noted that university chancellors had complained of the huge student populations, highlighting their accommodation was a huge challenge, access to medical services under the NHS as their national health service, and access to school if they brought in dependents. According to him, these restrictions do not apply to all categories. Those coming in for their PhDs or doctorates are not going to be affected. Well, Canada, here we come. How are you?
Well, when I saw this story, first thing that was going to my head is like, then that means that a lot of people are going to be getting married before they travel, or are going to consider that
The,
one way or the other. You understand? I don't know if you get what I'm trying to
like, I get
say.
what you mean. I'm trying,
That was
yeah.
just like the joke on the other side, though. But
Oh yeah, of
you
course.
would
Dependence doesn't mean husband. It
yes,
means like bringing in like maybe you could a child or extra family member like your aunt, your mom,
yeah,
your.
but it's going to be fully documented. Like it has to be proven. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't blame them. The population is getting higher,
At all,
and
I don't
people
blame
are
them.
moving in and in into the country all the time. And
They
they
have
also have
recognized our game.
I promise, like it's crazy. So for me, I just feel let's whatever will make them people follow the right process and all that probably. But then it's just unfortunate that it has to be kind of limited in a way that is going to affect certain people who want to apply for certain scholarship. But
I cannot fault them. I
yeah,
really
me
cannot
either.
fault
That's what I'm
them.
saying. Like,
I really cannot fault them, but it's also going to see a slight decrease in their. You know,
well,
they know that their education is a huge money maker,
it's
especially from
true. It's
foreign
true. The
students.
financial side.
But trust Nigerians. We know if one thing about us Nigerians, we know how to pivot, we know how to adapt, we know how
Because
to do.
I know this news since it was like since last year they were trying to
They've been talking about it
but people were
since.
still traveling.
But people
All
are still
right.
going to travel. But
Okay.
yeah, if Japa is your roots, know all these laws
Kudos to
before you
you.
go and do as if it's the law was changed just because of you. They've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
Moving on, the UNICEF has a new update for us, unfortunately a not so good one, where they say that Nigeria has the highest number of out of school children. Now, the United Nations Children's Fund, known as the UNICEF, has expressed concern that Nigeria has the largest number of out of school children globally, not even within Africa, with only 63% of primary school children regularly attending school. The UN agency also lamented that a staggering 10.2 million primary school age children and an additional 8.1 million at the junior secondary level are out of school in Nigeria. This was stated by the chief of the field office in Bauchi, Dr. Tushar Rene, in a goodwill message during the two-day regional stakeholders engagement meeting on the out of school children and the retention, transition, and completion models in Bauchi, Gombe, and Adamawa states. This is not.
This is not a good one.
This is not a good
I
one.
was even I didn't even know that even more students go to the primary level and then a lot of them drop at the end of the day. But the thing is, if UNICEF is actually giving us the highest out of school, then that
Globally.
means that it's most of this calculation it starts from university, because I don't know if I'm correct.
No. It's UNICEF is children. It starts from the primary school.
From the primary school. Now we have like government, a lot of kids on the road, and then most of them are government school have been able to make free education, provide certain things. So I still wonder why a lot of people,
the parents.
Well,
so many parents of these children, most of these children we see on the streets either hawking or sometimes even begging. The parents have decided that they want to use their children to augment their,
which
so
is
even
very
in
sad.
cases, even in cases where you've mentioned the government has free schooling for primary school levels, they still want to use their children.
Like I can't remember,
It's really sad.
one of my friends, like we're actually driving, and one of my friends saw a child where he asked him, why are you not in school? He said because of books and uniform. So you're like, okay, if I go and pay that for you, would you go to school? You understand? But even when you do it, at the end of the day, these kids will still come on the road. So the question is, okay, for aside the parents, what are the teachers are not? Are the teachers over there are not paying attention?
The teachers are overworked. I beg. I can't even blame
And
the teachers.
and there are even so many in class. So how is even a teacher supposed to monitor that? Okay, this person supposed to come.
You know. Anyways, UNICEF had more data for us where they said that these out-of-school children and low learning achievements in the country, especially in the northeast and the northwest sub-regions, citing multiple indicator cluster surveys from 2021. He said that only 84% of children effectively transition to junior secondary after their primary school completion. He also said that less than 50%, about 2.4 million of the 5.9 million children who commence primary school in Nigeria annually persist to the conclusion of their junior secondary grade 3. These are not good numbers.
No,
everybody, you know, there's a time, I think it was here in Akwa Ibom, when the governments were so keen, when they started free education, they were so keen on going on the streets, seeing children and grabbing them, asking why, putting them back in schools. But then that's such an intensive effort.
True.
That I don't know how you're going to start that all over again. I think it just has to do with making more awareness of the fact the education can actually help your child, because I don't blame the teachers at all. All the onus I feel is on the parents.
If we are supposed to make this whole sanitization going around telling parents the importance of education, to me, I felt like we've passed that stage.
Do you understand?
But unless maybe I'm wrong, we still need to go back again, because I feel like that was like
you should have known this.
We used to tell you about education and everything. But even aside the parents, still some of these children, the idea of having money on them and the idea of how do you call it, having a business is also another thing too.
It's also enticing to them.
Want to have money. Okay, my friend is, you understand? So it's also there too. Some of them want to start.
God will help us.
We're going to be fine. Moving on, let's move to Port Harcourt, where a family of a JSS 1 student in a secondary school in Rivers State, as we said earlier, simply identified as Favor on Monday, accosted a female teacher, Sonia Amadi, on her way to work and flogged her for the alleged weeping of their child.
They meant business.
Well, according to one of the newspapers, the family members also allegedly went into school compound and locked up the admin officer, Joy Ajayi, inside the office and threatened to do the same to her. It was also gathered that it also took the intervention of other parents to prevent the family who had physically assaulted the female teacher from beating up the admin officer. Okay, so before I actually bring you in, according to what she narrated, she said that one of the boys carried scissors they actually used in the school project, and he threatened to stab her with it.
Asking why
exactly.
I wish you would have said what the brother did in the first place for them to be
which was not even stated. You get me? Now it had to take the intervention of other teachers and people coming out to really have a conversation with them. But it's pretty sad how family will take things upon their hands. Growing up, we did have teachers caning and beating, but then our parents never left their jobs to come and beat.
So we don't know yet what the child did, even though that to me is a non-factor. But I think they overdid it. I understand going to the school and shouting and doing whatever you want to do, but going to the essence of beating up a teacher and then locking another one inside the office, that's a bit extreme. No, that's a lot extreme.
No, it actually showed on the child, and that means that is where the child got his character or whatever really
you
happened.
Mean the one?
Yeah,
let's
because
not
how
assume.
can you leave your house to come and lock a teacher and you start beating them? That means that whatever the child did is what he has been. It's because show me your child. That is the same character.
But also, like I don't
See,
want to say it
see,
as if
in
I'm
as much as
excused.
if maybe the parents, if the teacher was even wrong, to me, I just feel like there's nothing that is even right in you leaving your busy schedule to come and beat a teacher and lock the teacher in a room.
Okay, but you can leave and come and defend your child.
Leave and come and defend my child.
Yes.
That is when we are having a dialogue, a communication. What did my child do?
Okay, because
And it depends on how you beat the child.
do you, that's why I'm saying we've not heard any information on that. If they've beaten the child, so they had wealth and all that. If I
Well,
come,
that one is enough reason for me to leave whatever I'm doing. Even if I'm busy, let them sack me. I'll still come.
If you beat my child, so much so that my child comes back from a full day of school and there's plenty marks on the body, that deserves me leaving. I'm sorry, with all due respect to all concerned, it deserves me not beating you, but it deserves me leaving what I'm doing and coming and slapping you one first.
You slap your child.
Oh yes, teacher.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah, you slap the teacher.
Oh yes.
Hey,
why?
Mother.
You can no. Sometimes, I'm sorry to say this, I love teachers, you're all doing a good job, but sometimes some of these teachers, they are not called. Teaching is a profession that you have to be called to. Working with children is hard. That's why I'm not doing it, because I'm not called. Because we saw a video also, I don't know if you saw that video, that a teacher said her child came to school by 8:30 and they sent a child away from school. Like, you locked her out of the gate. How do you want the child to get home? What if something happened? And the teacher, the parents went there and she was trying to make a video, talk about it. And they started pouncing on her. Those kind of teachers, they can flog. Why you instead of de-escalating, they were pouncing on her and pushing her out. So sometimes, again, I'm not saying two wrongs do not make a right, but I'm saying if you beat my child, I wish we had more information on that. And my child, I saw marks on my body, my child was bleeding, or maybe you beat him up to the point he have black eye. No. Let's cash me outside. That's all I'm gonna say.
Still on school, okay. Now, I don't know if you remember very well, there was another story that was trending, and I was actually expecting to even trend more. We actually took a shout out to the crew on ADB and TV. You guys have done amazingly well. Now, this Brick Hall school, as you all know very well, a child actually died, a 4-year-old child. Now, according to the story, okay, I don't know, but I feel like newspaper, everybody took their own version of the story at some point. But later, listening to recent interviews from the mother, where she actually had to explain where she said she was at home, and then she had a call where they said that the child had choked on meat. According to the mother, she said she normally knows very well that she cuts her child's food, meat, diced and everything. So it didn't add up to her. It didn't even make sense to her. Only for her to come, she saw a teacher crying, all right. She was wondering what was going on. She had to enter into their sick bay or the hospital, and it was said that the child was brought dead.
So it was already dead before.
Yes, before he came in. So it's kind of, first of all, brings down to when we're talking about the late Pope, where we talked about CPR and certain lessons.
Choking is not a death sentence.
So how don't you know how to perform
Heimlich? You hold or worst case scenario, he's choking. If you don't know how to...
internet was really angry that the school was still functioning. You understand? It didn't really, though they closed down. It's actually said that they actually closed down for a week and everything. But the story still, I know in as much as we are presenters, but let's analyze the story like humans and let's look at it properly.
I think there's a huge problem with the education system, especially primary and secondary in Nigeria. Everybody, they are opening schools now as a business firm. There's no proper regulation, because these things will not happen in a place where there are proper regulations. People are just opening schools because, oh, I had one education degree, let me open school. I have enough money to either rent or buy a place and open school and collect school fees and pick anybody to...
A lot of questions are going through my mind is, aside home, where she's supposed to be a safe space, church supposed to be a safe space.
Even that church sometimes.
I'm just saying, that's what I suppose. School is also supposed to be a safe space where you can learn and be a better person for yourself. So if in recent times we keep hearing that kids are dying because of either bullying or they are dying because you didn't allow them to go home, neglect and all that, how safe are our private schools right now? No disrespect, I'm just asking.
No, these are... And these are
Okay.
mostly happening in private schools. So you are right. So
Let's ask, because this 4-year-old question, this story for instance is like one story we are not even understanding. Because
yo,
how does a child choke on something, and
and
a
dies.
teacher who we know you've gone through the process of you
Basic
know how to do
first
basic
aid.
things, and you
Again, vet schools you are taking your kids to, because these people are not loyal.
But
And
it's
I hate the
wild.
fact that in all these things that are happening, no one school has successfully gone through litigation, sued them so much so that I'll sue you, your generation will be born
That's
poor.
what I'm not understanding.
Try.
Though they're saying authorities are investigating, we are still waiting to know what the cause of the death was. Basically. Okay.
In more light-hearted news, we cross over to Hollywood, where
Goldblum.
actor Jeff Goldblum, he says he is not going to leave any money to his kids. So he revealed that he wants his kids to work hard and make money, and he has plans not to share his wealth with them. The Jurassic Park star, who has 2 sons with wife Emily Livingstone, revealed that his children, 8 years old Charlie and 6-year-old Riva, will have to support themselves when they get older. By the way,
I've heard the parents who have said that before.
so many of them do that. They're leaving their money to charity. I support it. Let them work. By the way, this man is 71-year-old, and he has an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old
The
son.
next year.
But also, off topic, I recently saw him on the Met Gala carpet where he was interacting with someone, an interviewer. Nana, the Reese. But that's a different story. I don't know. Back to what we're talking about. I support him. I support him. I know it doesn't mean he's going to leave them totally penniless, but for the bulk of it, he's not going. I support it.
I think what his angle he's coming from is teaching you responsibility,
The value of work.
Exactly, and making you know that you can actually earn your my money is not yours.
Exactly.
I'm just doing my responsibility as your parent, but it's not yours for you to feel that entitlement. I think that's the whole idea. But
Which
just as
is
you
good.
said, definitely no, he's not going to leave them with nothing. He's actually training you from that point. So basically, I don't see anything wrong with it. Okay, let's move on to another story, another I don't know if we call it controversial or controversy or whatever that actually happened.
I think we've seen so many things happen on the Nigerian social media space, but this was one that it shocked us a bit because we're like, we've not seen this one happen in this pattern before.
Exactly. Now over the weekend, I don't know if I should call her.
She's a host. She's a social media
She's
influencer.
everything right now. Entertainment scene, like she's everywhere.
Yeah.
So Wafa Dada actually got married this over the weekend. Congratulations to her. I think I was one of the people who were like, really? That's nice. But then we are not really talking about the wedding, in as much as we loved her look and everything, which was supposed to be the major concern. But then it was the letter that came from her in-laws. I don't know, supposedly, I don't know how to address the since they said they are not really their in-laws. So the Cole family of Victoria Island have issued a disclaimer after their son Taiwo was wedded, or should I say wedded popular figure, that's as we talked about, Wafa Dada, surfaced on social media where they disowned the reunion. They actually had to go type
family
to
letter.
who may concern, like they really wrote, and to that extent where a family will write a message on social media to let you know what they think.
Anyways, the streets had their own versions. All this is alleged information that
The paper is information.
No, I mean why they are disowning the marriage.
Okay.
The other reasons, according to the streets.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that paper that was sent.
No, the letterhead is.
Yeah, the letter.
First of all,
I'm not really looking at their reasons.
all these old money families. Anyway, let me keep quiet.
I mean, I didn't know Cole family until
that's like we did not know you.
It's not making me feel
Wafa
like
is the person I know.
Yeah,
I do not know you.
It's not making
as if you are very. It's like saying,
said,
are you the Alaki Jazz bringing out statement? At least we can hear the Alaki
my own
Jazz.
is
Are you the $10?
When it's that one is not even sweet. My own is like, are you how do you call it? British, the Queen, and that's what I was. The Meghan, the Markle, and then
Queen self as Queen was. They did not disclaim.
They didn't even disclaim Meghan. They didn't even do that to Meghan. I was like, okay, what's up, royal family or what? What's happening?
Anyway, according to the streets, they said that the parents were initially in support of the union, only when the young people seemed to move faster than they were okay with, and they now heard she was pregnant and they were moving faster than they were okay with. Her family were yet to see them. They said they fixed a date without getting confirmation from them. The father also said something about the fact that he's 30, she's 38, that he did not carry him along, instead carried his mom,
I wanna
who
say
they have
something.
been separated for a while. And,
I want to say something.
mm-hmm,
Okay, so hi mommy, hi daddy. This is the woman I want to get married to.
mm-hmm.
That moment, you either say yes or no. What are you going to think about, and how am I not carrying you along? I'm just saying. Now,
You know,
just that,
culture now, you carry your family, bring your entire family to
that's what I'm saying. Now, I've
Mm.
brought my wife. What are you people going to sit down and discuss and decide if she's
culture. You have to bring your people. And they said they made their findings about.
okay?
Yeah.
She brought me. There's no way a Calabar should not bring her family. What me my because me listening to other people and listening to what their reasons, allegedly reason, whatever. My issue right now is either you are saying no or you are saying yes. How long do you want to take to say yes and then accept me in your family?
I don't know for them. Anyways, it was kind of embarrassing because it was clearly stated she's not allowed to take their name. But at the core of it, I feel like the whole entire thing could have been dealt with in-house. Surely
I
people
was
could have dealt
saying.
with it in-house than to tarnish her wedding day with bringing
My
out
problem
your
is for you to
disclaimer.
have come out. They didn't tarnish. None of us were ashamed.
Oh, well, it's embarrassing, not ashamed.
Yeah, well, it's
I don't think they
embarrassing.
tarnish.
Some people started saying, people turned into relationship counselors saying that, hey, if you're in a family where they don't accept you, that means it's a red flag, that kind of stuff. Well,
Girl, as a woman,
it is a red flag.
As a woman, nah.
Yes, so,
It's an
because
uphill
I don't know
battle.
how. No, my other question is, I don't know how he's going to have her back. He's going to have her back 24/7, like now. Because let's be real, if the whole family is against you, nothing you can do about it. But
I
she's
wish her
married.
the best.
Yeah, she's
I
married.
actually wish her the best. She's so unproblematic and hardworking. She does not deserve all this. She does not deserve it at all. So I wish her the very best. And hopefully, like you said, the man has her back. Because Ogasa, Wofa is from Calabar, so a neighboring state here. Meaning Wofa in turn is my sister. You better have her back. You better have her back.
Okay,
Please.
so Simi and Adekule and of course Sam Clef. I don't know what's wrong with that. I don't know wants to be that wants to be trending. But then Adekule got that to reply him on one of his Twitter, or should I say his tweet or his ex tweet, or I don't know how to put it. But where he was talking about the fact that he discovered Simi and on and all that, where Adekule would have to put him at his place. First of all, I felt like it was kind of disrespectful. I don't know what he was trying to say, because I've been trying to see the beginning of where that conversation was.
He just started from nowhere and talked about he should have been the one dating. He wanted to date her, but she was fucked up. See, Sam Clef.
That was very disrespectful. He said it now. Look at your age and you are just goofing around. Like, are you okay?
I feel get off the internet, figure it out, but get off the internet.
I just feel like it's not really like his business, but it's kind of disrespectful.
My thing is, why did you even bring it up? How do you tie? There was no conversation, and you just started. We don't want to know, and I'm sure it's even a lie or his own version of events that didn't happen.
And I love the fact that Simi didn't even say anything.
And Adekunle has to talk. I cannot even see you.
You know, this week, I think this week, some people are just looking for trouble from certain, like, just from, like, Angela looking for trouble from Messi. Her husband had to be the one to come, like, I feel like people are just waking up looking for trouble.
Angela has been, I don't even know.
Anyway. That one, we'll talk about her while I just intentionally forgot. Okay, now, couple in Desiree, after church suspends their wedding as bride's pregnancy test came back positive. So this was something we actually saw on X, where a handler said that wedding is Saturday, Ashobi is ready, money has been spent everywhere and everywhere. Today, pregnancy test result conducted by the church came positive. Church has decided they would not wed them. In fact, they have been slammed suspension. This evening just tire me, I beg. Midweek service turned into another thing. I'm even wondering what pastor's wife means by, as a department head, you are supposed to have followed things up, advance this kind of occurrence. On and on, moving on, she said, like, how am I supposed to determine my department members' life in action? So that means she's the head of department. They are blaming her for allowing her what?
To funny. No, yeah, fornicate.
But how do you conduct pregnancy test on the day you are getting married?
Some churches do that, and
Hey,
you should
please.
supposed to know. My thing
Please.
is that's their policy. But on the other hand, these people want to marry. To be honest, I'll just find roadside church. My venue is set. Everything is set. I'll find roadside church and wed. They've
Do you know that
say
even
bye,
you can actually
go.
put two people
Because
together?
No, you have to be an officiant. Like,
Okay.
you have to. Do you know what? Come to think of it,
Because
it's
I've
not
seen-
legal marriage, so we can, if I know the words,
and you guys
and then you go marry
now,
your legal
now these
marriage.
people that are talking, they are really married though. They did Bahamas, they've done tradition in court. You guys are already married though.
So it's just the church wedding. Oh God, everybody go there, right? I understand the both sides. I don't have a problem with churches. Like, my problem is I feel churches, especially churches in Nigeria, they tend to overjudge when God has not called you to judge. And they say if you are pregnant, you will not wear white.
Mm-hmm.
Some churches do this, or you will not cover veil. They have seen you, so unveil yourself. Do you understand? I feel when they go to such extremes and put their foot down on certain things, I'm like, where is the place of forgiveness? Where are you? Do you understand?
So
where
now,
are you?
your
Where is forgiveness?
suspension, is it from the church or your suspension from marriage?
It cannot be from marriage. It's only from the church. And honestly, it gets a certain point where you say you are only allowed to influence.
No.
You're only allowed to influence my life to a certain
And
point.
they didn't even.
Stop.
Okay, fine. Why didn't you do the test when we're doing coming for
They
counseling?
So
and
now let me
everything?
explain to you. Some churches do it periodically. When you start, they'll do it. While you are doing counseling, they'll do it. And then the week to your marriage or the weekend leading, they'll do another one because they want to be sure that
why
you are
did you
not.
even stop getting married? Let's be real. You could have still gotten that married once
And
you
then
get married.
suspended.
There's a church that any
them.
church will get you married. That's it. Anyway, Sha. Okay, unless both of them are from the same church.
Most likely.
All right, moving on to the next story. Lagos police spokesperson took to X where he said, according to him, he said, ladies and gentlemen, especially the woke generation, for your safety, please stop. He had to list some few of them where he said, challenging or daring an armed person to shoot. 2, asking an armed person in a daring manner how many people he or she can kill. 3, attempting to disarm an armed person. He went on saying that it never pans out well. Nowhere in the world does it. A shot once fired can never be retrieved. A life once lost can never be brought back. He said, remember, one with a gun is majority. And he had to leave some notes that this is not about armed police officers, those kind of stuff. So, what's your thought?
Have you seen my face? My face is my talk. I know. I think we know this guy. He's always speaking and he's always sometimes putting his foot in his mouth.
Spokesperson.
My thing is this. So what you're saying is that your officers are not trained enough to de-escalate a violent person. That's what you mean. You mean that once your officers meet with somebody whose head is not screwed on right, immediately they challenge them. They are supposed to respond because they have guns. One with the gun is a majority. It is such an...
And he had to say notes and said it's not about the police.
He's such an entitled, condescending, unprofessional thing to say that you do not have officers that can withstand, they cannot de-escalate issues.
These things you're saying shows, I mean, I think it's coming from the police side. I don't think it's coming from armed robbers. Or maybe an individual or something who's holding a gun. I don't know, probably I might be wrong, but I'm just saying. He's
talking about his officers because he's spokesperson for police, so he's not supposed to be spokesperson for any other person. Exactly. When you say these people don't even know how things can backfire. When you say one with the gun is a majority, it means if I meet a police that carry baton and me carry gun, and me be majority be that. Okay. So where is law? Oga, come on. He speaks too much. I don't want to speak. Call people out of their names.
Let me take this one.
He speaks too much. He should not be the spokesperson.
Let me take this one so Asian could actually come in with the next one. So a woman actually revealed why her last attempt of a relationship ended at a talking stage. So we went on X where the lady said that. So my talking stage said, if we eventually get married, I will give him 60% of my income to plan with it. I asked him what would happen to his own 60%. And he said, I'm not supposed to question a man's decision. Ha ha ha. I'm not talking again.
Auntie, I'm carrying your box with you, Auntie. as you are carrying, I'm closing the door for you, or leaving it open, let flies enter. Like, done. Done. Why you done?
Like,
Talking
who
stage
raised
done.
you?
Like blocked.
Wait, the fact that
Scraped out of my
the fact that
memory.
during the talking stage, you just told me that what you are what? What did you even say?
Kwata, kwata.
That you don't question a man.
Oh, whoa, whoa.
So wait, we start
So if a man
dating or
is
we
wrong,
get
why-
married, 60% of my finances is yours. And what happens with yours then?
Maybe he didn't even say that he uses his own to pay rent and do housekeeping. He just knows that you are going to give to anyway.
Please, let's go to Met Gala.
Yeah, like I said, talking stage is over.
Let's move on to Met Gala. Let's go see
All right.
fashion.
All right, what is referred to as the biggest night in fashion in the US happened Sunday night. That's this past Sunday, the Met Gala 2024. For those who do not know, the Met Gala is an annual fundraising gala that is held for the benefit of the Metropolitan Museum of Art and Costume Institute in Manhattan. So, you know, that's the official reason. Me, I go there for the fashion. But anyway, it's a very prestigious event where Anna Wintour, the editor-in-chief of Vogue, has to invite you, and then you have to have like a big fashion house sponsor you. But, you know, it happened this week. And for this year's on, the dress code was Garden of Time. And of course, the celebrities showed up and showed out. But we're here talking about Tyla of South Africa. We all know her, Tyla of Water, who made her Met Gala debut.
Tyler of Water. I'm just like,
but anyway, she made her Met Gala debut and she slayed the red carpet.
I think my highlight for her clothes was when it was being cut.
They were being cut.
And just not any cut. If you guys should see the line, you wouldn't even know that that dress was actually cut. She did a perfect job on it.
He did a perfect job on it. Yeah, anyway, she was dressed by Olivier from Balmain, and her own interpretation of the theme, Garden of Time, is she went with Sands of Time. So we're going to put up a picture in case for those who didn't see. So she literally had a molded on her body, and then sand. She had sand on her hand, and then she had the like hourglass, the Son of Time, like her bags. And I don't know if you noticed that on her fingernails, her nails was actually like droplets of water. No, I paid attention. Droplets of water.
That's nice.
You know, that's her Met Gala. They'd be like, to get invited to the Met Gala is a huge deal. Like, Anna does not invite people willy-nilly. So to get invited is such a huge deal. And she made her first debut. She, you know, killed it. She slayed it. And yeah, some other celebrities. Whose dress did you like?
Okay, so I think another dress I personally liked was Mona's dress. I felt like
Mona Patel.
It was beautiful. Patel, her name, everything, the theme and everything. I was actually saying like, please, there was AI all around her or something.
I think it was a kind of like battery
the
power
butterflies
that
and
the
everything.
butterflies were moving.
I even had to post the video. It was so beautiful for me. Then I think there was Zendaya,
who was also a co-chair for this particular event. Zendaya styled by, of course, Law Roach. By the way, Law Roach also styled Mona. Anything Law Roach touches is perfect. So Zendaya coming in as the co-chair, she slayed the red carpet as well. She also had two looks, you know. So many people were out there, showed up and out. Cardi B showed up and out.
Yeah, Cardi B was
Nicki
looking really good. And I think Lauren Sanchez's dress was really beautiful on her. I thought that she looked really nice too.
Oh, the men also were not left out of this. Bad Bunny, aka Benito, he also slayed. He was also a co-chair.
Is it Lil Nas posted it? There was somebody on, I think Lil Nas actually posted somebody was like, oh, you cover up lately. And all that. I was like, okay.
Well, yeah, he covered up. The men also looked very, very good. Jeff Goldblum, we talked about
and Lana's dress was really...
So
she was giving me Maleficent.
I did not think
look.
Lana is not a fashion girl, let's be real. But she interpreted the theme and she also looked, you know, good.
Yeah.
Sarah Jessica Parker too. So many other people like...
I don't think we want to do West dress. Like, let's just leave it there like that.
No, I have West dress too.
Oh my God.
Rita Ora. I don't know. I mean, she explained where her gown came from. She was going with the time. The gown has been to Egypt and to this, but I do not like her. Doja Cat was also a West dress for me.
And Serena, I love you.
Serena, I love you.
I wasn't understanding the package. Like,
that thing was not draped properly.
No.
That thing was not draped properly at all.
But
yeah, congratulations to Tyla. Tyla has been having an amazing year.
It's your time, girl. Enjoy
she
it,
has been having an amazing year.
Enjoy it, love it, everything you can actually think of. So enjoy it, girl. Just make sure you have a good one, okay?
Yeah. And that is it for our show for this week. We hope you had a wonderful time with us.
Yes. And we're actually going to give you more updates next week on
Oh,
what's
we have
trending
something, you know.
on
Next week is
socials.
going to be an interesting one. So make sure you stay tuned. We're going to be here.
Yeah, we will. My name is Nana Abina.
And I am Asian Unkut, and we will see you next week.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Do not be a Sam Cliff online, okay?